maximum mileage out of your brain? Tony Buzan says you can.
You've probably heard of mind maps and may have even been taught some form of mind mapping at some point in your life. Professor Tony Buzan is the inventor of the mind map and is widely regarded as an expert on creativity and thinking. In this week's Spotlight, Money Minds and Lokajaya chats with Buzan to find out how we can make full use of our greatest resource, our brain.
The human brain is still a mystery to us. Scientists say they only know about 10% of how the brain functions, but there is also a common myth that we only use 10% of our brain power, a notion that scientists have spent years trying to dispel. For Professor Tony Buzan, he sees the brain as being full of untapped potential. The inventor of Mind Map has shared his methods of improving reading, memory and thinking in the over 100 books he has authored. And at the seminar, Buzan is teaching participants his methods of speed reading and how to manage the immense amount of information that we are bombarded with every day.
So how did you come up with the concept of mind map?
I was taking linear, monochromatic, boring notes. My brain switched off, shut down, went to sleep in schools, and I thought there must be a better way of thinking and of noting. So I put in some color, which helped me organize and code. I put in little images, and the more I developed my note-taking, the more my brain saw everything clearly.
A mind map is basically a diagram used to visually outline information. It is often created around a single word or text placed in the center to which associated ideas, words and concepts are added. Mind maps tend to look like spider diagrams.
Some say that mind map is just a creative tool. So how does it help people in their daily lives?
People think of the mind map as a creative tool. It is that, and it's a lot more. It helps you generate, to brainstorm your ideas. So your brain is like a supernova star, boom, and the mind map allows you to do that. It also allows you to think about anything. You can organize your shopping, not a shopping list, but a shopping mind map, which helps you organize your shopping. You can organize a party. You can take your notes from a book.
So how does mind map fit in a business context?
One of the most important uses in businesses is that the mind map helps you see the bigger picture, and therefore you can look at the detail more intelligently. So the mind map actually helps you have a bigger brain in the business. It's a bigger wealth machine. It is brain capital. It's the ultimate bank. This is the number one bank, and it doesn't go bust. It's always potential. It's an ultimate gold mine, a diamond mine, an oil mine. It's the mind that does it all. And therefore, all businesses in the future must learn how to think well, how to mind map, how to use their business brain.
So can you name me some companies or business people that have used mind map?
I can tell you about many top business people using mind maps. And one of the best of them was Vicente Fox in Mexico. He was actually president of Pepsi. And he then thought, well, I'm using mind maps and doing incredibly well in the company. And I'm not too happy with the government. So why don't I and all my top business people, like Ramon as well, why don't we just look at all this and create a new political party, which is a massive business in itself. And so they all mind mapped, created a new party, PAN, and boom, off they went, and they won after 73 years of no political party winning against the big opponents. They won. And they all used mind maps, and every minister had to use mind maps because they were brighter and better. Prince Philip of Liechtenstein, who is the chairman of the Liechtenstein Global Trust, he would look at how to think, and he mind mapped, and he created, in conjunction with me, an academy for all the top leading business people so that they could learn how to think, learn how to create, learn how to mind map, learn how to read well, learn how to generate ideas and innovate. And it was a spectacular success. And I can go on and on and on. The number of people who use mind maps.
And another perfect example of how mind map has helped is for Buzan himself. He uses mind mapping to help him write his 124 books and still counting.
At the moment, as I'm talking to you now and talking with you, I'm actually writing 2 more. How do I do that? I mine my own mind, I mine my own intellectual capital, my brain capital, and I use mind maps. So when I'm thinking about a new book, a book on thinking, a new book on mind maps and how mind maps make you smarter, a mind map book for children, I simply mind map that, and when I've got the big picture, I can see all the chapters, and so I write really fast. So I can write maybe 5,000 to 10,000 words a day once I've got the mind map, which means that it takes less than a month to do it.
So can you tell me what you do to relax your mind?
If I'm mind mapping, it's like a beautiful, magnificent doodle. And what does doodling help people do? Relax, calms them down, gears in with the artistic sides of thinking. So most of my life is relaxed. So when people say, well, how are you working? I'm working like a child plays. You watch children in kindergarten, in the playground. They're working really hard. Climbing, running, singing, learning, talking, acquiring. Do they get exhausted? No. And then when they are naturally tired, they sleep, and then they wake up. It's not kind of working and feeling all depressed. So when I work, I am at play.
We have 5 copies of Professor Tony Buzan's mind maps for business to give away. Simply answer the question, name the persons Tony Buzan mentioned in the interview as one of the business people who have used mind maps to further his success. Leave us your answer on our Facebook page or on our website, channelnewsasia.com/moneymind, and we'll contact the winners with collection details.